everybody, and welcome back to Short Pit, a NASCAR podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Chesney. Alongside me, as usual, is my co-host, Chris Prince. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing good this morning, sir. How about you?
Just peachy, just like your state.
That's right.
Obviously, we're here after the race at Kansas, where, God, sorry, Friday, and I can't remember who won. Reddick won his fifth.
Yeah.
Rob's won from his boss, Denny Hamlin. We'll talk about that a little bit. It's already Friday, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. And then we'll just talk about Talladega, which is going to be a Talladega race for all intents and purposes, good or bad.
Good or bad.
And we'll just kind of go from there, see where the show takes us, and hopefully we'll get out of here in about an hour. So thank you for choosing us to spend your next hour with.
That's right.
So let's just get right down to it. The race at Kansas, Tyler Reddick, your winner, off of a late caution from Cody Ware, spinning on really old tires. I think he was on like 60 lap tires.
Yeah.
And they just kind of let him out there.
Let him out there. Let him ride around.
And it was going down. And then right as they're about to take the white flag, it all comes apart. He goes spinning and the caution comes out. And I believe that was one of the only cautions for racing stuff, right?
Yeah, I believe you're right. I believe it was either the only one or the second one. And even if it was the second, I couldn't recall the first right offhand. But it's Cody Ware. It was Kansas. So, I mean, we had that going for us. If it wouldn't have been for the Cody Ware spin at the end, what do you think that race would that race have been a yes on the Gluck podcast or on the Gluck?
Probably not, because people, for better or for worse, NASCAR fans really like the drama. They really like the chaos. A lot of people were already complaining that race was running too green, that nothing was happening. And I told you and the rest of our group chat that I really think that Kansas is a track that is compelling, whether there's chaos or not.
Oh yeah.
That end was going to be something either way, because I think was at the end, was Denny catching somebody or Denny just passed somebody?
Yeah, I believe Denny was catching somebody and Reddick was closing the gap quick with how he was driving into the corner. He was just able to roll into the corner a lot better than
Larson was up there, and I think it was going to be a compelling finish.
Yeah.
Either way. And then the caution comes out. And the field resets, and Reddick is able to out-muscle Larson, Denny. I forget who else was up there. Seabell was on the fast track to winning before he finished 20th after a spin.
Briscoe was even up there.
Yep. Bubba was up there. Brad. It was going to be a cool finish either way. And obviously, I think Denny said the call was right by NASCAR. I tend to agree, because they've been calling this stuff all year.
Right.
We can kind of pat NASCAR on the back on this one for being consistent on, throwing the yellow.
Yes.
For better or for worse. I think people like you and me who were clamoring for it last year, of them just picking a side of the fence and sticking to it. Either it's going to be a yellow or it's not.
Yeah.
It seems they've chosen it's going to be yellow, which fine.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I think it sucks for Denny, but I think it's really good for NASCAR, and that's kind of all I have to say on it. How about the race at hand? Was it as good as advertised?
I mean, I think it was an okay race. I'm used to the long green flag runs. That's kind of what I grew up on as a NASCAR fan, because that was the era of kind of like that early 2000s car where it was, if you look at pictures, it was skewed to the left so they could mess around with the arrow. So I'm used to seeing those types of races. It wasn't boring, so to say, to me. I'm kind of in the same book as you. Like, Kansas is going to be somewhat compelling regardless of whether there's a ton of wrecks. I just think it's the Toyotas were kind of crazy in that race. Just the fact of the strength they shown, because we've had so many questions about it. Going into this track, like Reddick and Bubba last year, you expected them to be good, and then brakes would give out. So they kind of came in to Kansas and showed that it's their track again. But yeah, I think it was a good race. Was it great? No. I mean, I think the poll kind of reflected it was almost 50-50. So I think that's pretty close, in my opinion, to what that race was. It wasn't great. Wasn't horrible.
Yeah, but once again, Toyotas are just showing up, and I'm not sure where the Chevys are besides Larson on a week-to-week basis. I'm not sure where the Fords are besides Blaney and one RFK car a week.
Yeah. Very rarely you get all three of them like you did at Darlington, but I mean that's about right. The question that I kind of put it on our notes too that I wanted to ask you more so. Can NASCAR do anything for those lappers without giving them an unfair advantage? Because I've seen some speculation. Now this is fan speculation, and we know how NASCAR fans are on Twitter.
Yeah, they think Kyle Busch is going to the 48.
Yeah, exactly. They speculated that why would NASCAR not give the 51 of Cody Ware an extra set of tires, even if it was scuffs, like a practice set or something like that, to keep them from being a nuisance to the finish of that race, knowing like, hey, he's on old tires. They're probably a little more worn out than they need to be because it's an underfunded team, and they don't have the resources like the others do. Do you think there's anything that NASCAR can do to step in and not give them a competitive advantage there?
Not give them a competitive advantage. Well, we've already determined that they're back markers and they're not going to be really fast besides super speedways where everybody's super fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the idea of NASCAR kind of stepping in and giving them a balance, so to say, to the other teams. I think that this is just kind of a racing incident. That this is what racing is. You're going to have bad teams that suck and burn out all their resources and cause cautions at the end because they're dumb. They're not fast for one reason or another.
Right.
Just like any other sport, I don't like the idea of NASCAR kind of messing with it to try to keep things like this from happening. I think things like this happening is part of the reason why people like the sport, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like the idea of, oh, hey, well, these teams suck, and we need to make sure that they're not a factor at the end of this race. I'm like, well, what are they there for?
Exactly.
Take away their charter then. Go give it to somebody else if it's really that bad.
Yeah, I like that thought process. Someone I saw, like this one made no sense to me, was since we have the draft, will you give the worst team the first pick in the draft? I mean, this is a weekly thing. Like, are you going to give them a new set of tires every week or give them some horsepower bump every single week for 30 plus races? No, I don't think it's plausible. Like you said, I think it's not right too.
And then what's the stopping point? What if Denny Hamlin runs out of tires at the end? Are you gonna give him the same leisure?
Exactly. Are you gonna go and give a competitor like Hamlin the leisure, or Reddick for matter, like a track at like Darlington, where tires are gonna be, huge in that matter. My computer's acting up, so sorry about that.
No, seriously, yeah. Blair Witch Project over here.
Yeah. Golly, it's a Friday, I guess. But yeah, you can't, if you do it to one like Cody Ware, you got to do it to many. So you can't just give it to the back markers because then it's going to skew the opinions of the bigger teams. And then you're going to see the fans of those bigger teams like, well, why didn't my guy get an extra set of tires to end this race? So I think I'm kind of in that agreement with you. You can't do it. Don't let NASCAR interfere.
Everybody gets the same amount of tires. Everybody gets same car. Everybody gets the same amount of gas. Everybody gets the same amount of pit crew members. Like,
yep.
We're all rocking with the same thing here. The Patriots don't get to run out an extra receiver.
Exactly. I mean, they got a good pick. You might get a good pick in the first round of the draft, but we're not giving them someone extra every week in the NFL season. So
they don't get to play 6 offensive linemen in addition to the rest of the 11 people that are on the field.
Right. You just can't do it. It makes no sense to me. Like, I think it's a dumb kind of speculation. Like, oh, let's make the back markers not pertinent. What are they there for? You said it a minute ago. They're there for a reason. And I think that's, the reason. A moving chicane maybe. Might be a little insulting for them, but I've heard that word a couple of times.
Moving chicane?
Basically means they're a moving obstacle.
Oh, yeah.
For the good cars.
They're a part of the race. If they run fast, they're going to be If they somehow figure it out, they're going to be running up there with everybody else.
Anyway,
is that likely? No, but
no.
I mean, they have the same amount. They have the same chance as everybody else. So.
Exactly. Yep. No, I think we're in agreement there. Leave it as it is. Don't give any special advantages to someone who sucks.
Pretty much. What else we got? You wrote down 2311 Racing is easily one of the big three, right? Well, what does that mean?
Do you feel as though they are? And when you think of NASCAR, you think of Hendrick Motorsports. You think of, Dale Earnhardt. The big numbers, right? But when you're a fan, you think of three big teams. Usually it's Hendrick, Gibbs, and Penske. Some are arguing, even Gluck has said it a few times. He's like, I'm not quite ready to put them in the big three yet. Could you take Penske out at this point and replace Penske with 2311?
No, and the answer is pretty simple for me about why they haven't won a championship yet.
It's fair.
They're in there like everybody else. They're winning races. They're winning a lot of races this year, but it's one car.
Yep.
They haven't won a championship yet. If Reddick goes to Homestead and wins the championship, I'm still not ready, but I'm more open to having that conversation. Like the door is now open if they win another one. If Bubba goes for a championship run, if they prove that consistently that they can make championship runs, in this format, I'd be willing to hear that argument, but I'm not willing to hear that right now because they haven't won a championship yet.
That's fair. I think it's a seat. Like you could say, like this season, right? Like right now, yeah, okay, they're one of the big.
This year, they're the best team in NASCAR. It's not even close.
Right, but long term, no, they don't have that yet. They've not really been in the sport like a ton of time either to get that. So, like,
what 2021?
Yeah, I believe you're right. 21 or 22. It was right after. No, it was 21 because Bubba was the speculation that Bubba was going to stay at Richard Petty and get ownership was the thing there. September
2020, 2311 was officially founded, so they started racing in 2021.
Yeah. So I don't think they're a big three, but at this point, they're looking like they could be. Bubba's in the top 10 on points. Reddick's done what he's done. I don't care about Riley Herbst. That car.
But listen, even Riley Herbst is getting is pushing top 15s.
Yeah, so he's performing decently now, at least compared to what he was. That team is on they're on the up. There's no doubt about that, but I don't think they're a big three team right now.
No, you can't put them with Hendrick, Gibbs, and Penske yet. It's just there's so much that they've done for the sport and so much that they've done in the sport.
Yeah.
That 2311 just physically cannot say that they've done yet.
Yeah.
But give it a couple years. See if they they won that lawsuit for better or for worse.
Yep.
They're going to be around for a while. Because they're winning races, they got funding, they got notoriety.
Yeah.
They're going to be around. They're certainly on the second tier. There's no question that they're up there with RFK. There's no question that they're there with I think RFK is like the only top.
That'd be about it. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, I'm running through the others. I'm like, are they like? Is the rest tier 3 and below? Maybe we need to take a look at NASCAR team tier lists and put that together, because I think that there's a huge gap between the top 4 and 4 or 5, and then the rest of the field. But no, I don't think 2311 is ready for that conversation yet. But they're already tier 2.
Yeah, they're not going to carry the sport right now. Like they're already up there. Arguably, some could say they're bringing the sport into the mainstream news again with Michael Jordan, like you said, that notoriety helping them. But they're not there yet. I can agree with you on that.
This year alone, they're fucking kicking everybody's ass. So
yeah, they're doing crazy good this year.
Maybe 5 out of 9. Maybe it's illegal stuff.
Ooh, maybe. Just saying.
Got to put my Larson hat on. You got to investigate those cheating Yoders.
Them cheating Yoders, I'm telling you.
All right, what else did you write here on this script here? Are we concerned about Trackhouse yet? All 3 cars finished outside the top 25 at Kansas. They're 18th, 20th, and 33rd currently in points. Ross's average finish this year is 18.1. SVG's is 19.6. Zilich 27.9. SVG has 3 top 10s. Ross has 1. Are you concerned about Trackhouse?
Yeah, I am right now. I mean, I know it's early, but this isn't the win and you're in anymore. Like you brought SVG in because there were 6 road course races and it was win and you're in. Yes, he started off the season probably the best of the 3. He was in the top 5 in points for a little while for 2 or 3 weeks, but we've seen he's fallen from grace now too. The speed's not there.
When was the last time Ross looked fast?
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask you. When was the last time you saw the one car like consistently contending outside of us like a tire call, like taking 2 tires? And even then, we've seen him up there for a blip on 2 tires. So the speed's not there. You're not seeing what you expect, I guess, out of a team that when they first came into the sport, they started as hot as they did.
And Suarez is talking like a vindicated man.
Yeah, no kidding. Suarez is even throwing his shade, so that's to say something when you've got Daniel Suarez throwing shade. This team just something looks off, and I heard where Corey LaJoy said on his podcast that when Trackhouse came into the sport, they had Chip Ganassi's old shop. It was set up to run 4 cars, but they were only running the 2. So GM had come in because that was right around the time of the next gen car and was developing that car at Trackhouse. Well, Trackhouse moved over to the Hendrick campus 2 years ago. Those GM finds and discoveries are not just going to Trackhouse anymore. They're being shared amongst all of the GM cars. So people are chalking it up to that, but you're on the campus with, the most winning team in the history of the sport. And you have GM there with you. I don't feel like if you've got good enough engineers, there's an excuse.
Not like Hendrick is kicking ass this year.
Exactly.
They have 1 win in Chase Elliott at Martinsville off of. Listen, I don't want to discredit Chase Elliott, but it was a really good pit call.
Absolutely. Yeah, really good strategy call. I can give you that as a Chase fan. Chevy's not been good, so I don't know that it's a Trackhouse thing, maybe, but I am concerned for Trackhouse considering
Trackhouse has kind of regressed.
Yes.
I don't want to say regressed to the mean because I think they're capable of running faster than that. We saw it. But God, it's not good.
Not good at all.
And Justin Marks called it a rebuilding status for Trackhouse. I'm like, this isn't the NFL. Like, you don't rebuild in NASCAR.
No.
You find good drivers, you put them in the seat, and they win races.
That's
you
it.
have Connor Zilich running 27th, and I know that there's a learning curve from Xfinity Series to Cup.
Yeah.
27th?
That learning curve went from a curve to a straight line. Like, he doesn't have the ability that we thought he was going to, maybe. Like, he has the driving ability, but maybe the car doesn't have the ability is a better way to say that. And it's just kind of sad to see because you would expect him to at least be low end of the top 15, in my opinion, based off his ability. So that alone,
NASCAR's Verstappen. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Yeah, like the predictions for his career, that's where you were expecting it to be. But that team is just, like you said, it's went backwards. The equipment's not near as good for whatever reason. They're not performing where they need to be, and it doesn't look good since we don't have the win in your end.
Yeah, so big red flag out there for
Trackhouse,
certainly. All right, weekly awards. Let's get right down to it. Who was your terrorist of the week?
My terrorist of the week is going to be. That's a tough one. Dang.
Yeah.
There weren't too many crazy, in my opinion, terroristic moves. So I'll just give it to Cody Ware's team for putting him on the worst set of tires they probably could have at that point.
Screw Denny Hamlin's finish.
There you go.
Hey, you know, I read a stat somewhere that like he'd have like 10 wins if overtime didn't exist.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of wins. Like he posted on there, he's like, I'd be up there with Senior almost on Twitter. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my terrorist.
Denny out here trolling. You gotta love it.
Kyle Busch, I'll give it to him for getting mad at Denny for telling the truth about how his career is going right now.
I like it.
Like, he got
added him
so
onto
butthurt over
Yes.
things that Kyle Busch himself said.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, he asked him 2 weeks ago, yeah, I can't get speed out of this next gen car. Like, it's just, I'm having a really tough time with it. Denny says that, and Kyle Busch goes, well, I guess like these podcasters, including him, just don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm like, you said it first.
Yeah.
Denny hasn't said anything that you haven't said. And for a matter of fact, I do think that Denny would be getting those RCR cars to like top 20s.
At least. Yeah, I just like that's the bad thing because Kyle's not even doing that anymore. So I think it's funny too. He had another interview on a different podcast and he added Denny
Hannity.
into his top 5 like hated drivers.
Yeah,
No,
he was
Kyle
on Sean Hannity.
Yeah, Sean Hannity. Yeah, like you were just on Denny's podcast talking about it, like you said, and now you're adding the man to your top 5 hated drivers list. Okay, whatever.
Like Hocevar, I get it. Keselowski, they have history.
Yep.
Who was
Logano.
the other one? Logano, yeah.
Yeah. He's openly hated Logano, so that's not nothing new. I like it. We'll give it to Kyle for that.
Kyle for going on Hannity too, by the way.
I don't watch enough of Hannity or know enough of him to know. So
You don't know who Sean Hannity is?
I have not followed enough podcasting. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sean Hannity is like probably the second biggest Fox News personality of the last like 20 years. Like he was right up there with Tucker Carlson. Except he plays the game a lot better than Tucker. He doesn't get sued by people for, whatever the hell Tucker Carlson got sued for.
Yeah.
Sean Hannity plays the game a little better and hasn't costed Fox News $800 million, but he's of that ilk.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
that's Sean Hannity.
Good for Kyle Busch, I guess. I don't know.
Doing wonders for the progression of this sport, indeed.
Yeah. Well, I can reaffirm your Terrorist of the Week after that. We'll go ahead with that.
My driver of the week is Denny Hamlin.
I'm going to give mine to a guy that I've knocked on in the past, but Austin Cindric.
Yeah, he looked really fast this week.
Drove from, I think it was 34th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 34th to finish 12th and looked really good speed-wise. I know it's not a top 10, but for a guy who's arguably could be looking for a job, some say, at the end of the season.
He needed that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll give it to Austin Cindric this time.
He has been putting together a stretch of solid runs since Darlington. He finished 5th at Darlington, 8th at Martinsville, 16th at Bristol, and 12th at Kansas. So he's putting together half decent runs.
Yeah. It's good for him. You got to perform when your back's against the wall, I guess.
Shout out to Alex Bowman for not finishing last.
Yes. I saw him up there in the top 15, top 10 a couple of times. I was like, woo!
Finished 18th because Blake Harris put the parachute on him.
Yeah.
But
we love good crew chief decisions around this show. We know that.
But yeah, those are your awards. Have at it. What do we have now as I write this timestamp? Weekly happenings. Weekly nonsense, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever.
We're here for it. NASCAR's EVP, Executive Vice President,
Yep.
John Probst, announced he envisions possibly changing the O'Reilly car to a CUV. What's a CUV?
Compact SUV.
Oh, so we're gonna get like the Blazer, the Highlander, and the Explorer or something? Like,
yeah. Apparently, so NASCAR fans took this and ran with it too, obviously, as we do in this sport. But his speculation was that sedans are phasing out. Like, you're not seeing as many sedans anymore on the road. So
I drive a Buick Envision, and that's
exactly
compact SUV.
He wants to better. He says that he predicts that the manufacturers are going to come to them and want something that more lines up with the cars they have on the road. Well, they've already been doing all the electric vehicle tests and performance with a CUV body on it. So they've been working on this behind the scenes as it is. So they probably invested a ton of money into it just to invest it, but they've shelved the electric vehicle thing for now and said, like, hey, if it comes back up in 10 years, at least we've got some research begun on it. Same thing with the CUV body. But why would you bring it up? Like, if that's your worst case plan, this series is not the worst case right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's my argument. Why are you bringing up changes for a series that's views are going up? Drivers are consistently saying, like, hey, we like this car. The teams are like, we like racing this car. This is a good product on the track more often than not. Why would you even go out there and throw it into the air? Like, hey, we're just going to possibly change this going forward, knowing how NASCAR fans are going to react.
Yeah, they don't like change.
No. And especially an electric change, you're going to throw out there.
Oh, yeah, you're going to throw that woke electric engine
at them?
How dare
you? How dare you? You're going to introduce woke electric nonsense. Vehicles into my NASCAR? How dare you?
These Green New Deal failures.
I think it's
crazy. Letting AOC take charge at NASCAR.
The fan, like Junior even said something on it, like immediately. I'm sure you probably saw, but on his podcast, he was like, that's a change that Junior Motorsports would not be interested in. Okay, like the biggest name and team you have in your, league.
It's telling you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, basically. He told you to take that and shove it. He's not going to stick around for that. So, like, I think it's a dumb move. I hope it doesn't happen, personally. Right now, anyway, without more proving behind it. I've just seen a basic.
Maybe make ARCA do that.
There you go. Perfect.
They don't. Who watches ARCA anyway? I could bring some life to it.
Yeah, I mean that.
Hey, we're introducing the compact SUV series. Like, look like freaking supercars. Or those rally cars where they got all those Subarus jumping the mountains and shit.
Yeah,
like it's gonna look something like that. Can you imagine fucking Chevy Blazers around Daytona?
Oh God.
How fast do those things get up to? Like,
I mean, I guess for the lower series, it might hit the marks because they don't go near as fast. But that doesn't seem appealing to me. I don't care to see a bunch of compact SUVs racing. Like, maybe down the line, but I guess that's because I'm kind of stuck in what I know. So, like, I'm not as attuned to it. But I'm not going to say
you're a stubborn NASCAR fan. How about we bring some positive change to the sport?
Positive change. Let's bring some electric vehicles.
I said positive change, not positive charges.
I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
This one crawls right up my ass. Stephen A. Smith said NASCAR drivers are not athletes alongside golf players. Just when I thought my opinion for Stephen A. Smith could not go lower, it does.
Yeah.
NASCAR drivers are absolutely athletes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is a competition. It is a sport. NASCAR is a sport. The people in that sport are athletes. They get the same notoriety. They sell the same merch. They do the same interviews, media availabilities. They do all of the shit NFL players do.
Yep.
And more. Some of them. They're not athletes.
How?
Golf players aren't athletes. Golf is a sport too. Are sports just limited to solo competition? I mean, in team sports, like, is Michael Phelps not an athlete?
Right.
Is Usain Bolt not an athlete? Like Stephen A. Smith, like, this one you can shine real nice and shove it up your ass.
Yeah, get my sports name out of your mouth, like, you uneducated idiot. Like, in this aspect of things, like, you might have some education in every other aspect, but you know nothing about this sport.
You ask Michael Jordan if Tyler Reddick is an athlete.
Yeah, go ask the best basketball player, arguably, of all time, if he thinks that but his driver is an athlete. Like, me and you I will say me and you saw Casey Kane have to retire because of what the sport did to his body. Dale Earnhardt Jr. had to retire due to the impacts that the sport had on his body. In that thing, Stephen A. was like, you could hold a wheel till you're 70 or 80. Well, if that was the case, do you really think Dale Earnhardt Jr. would have retired? Like, the most popular driver in the sport who's adamant that he loves racing, if he didn't have to retire, he probably wouldn't have. What more do you need? Like, these are athletes. I love the joining of motorsports too. because on Twitter you've got IndyCar, you've got IMSA, you've got NASCAR drivers. Everybody is tagging him in it. Like, come on down to Charlotte. Let's go take a lap around Charlotte in a 2-seater. We got the perfect ride for you. Like, Front Row was the first one to call him out, of all things. Like,
yeah, put him with Noah Gragson.
Yeah. Let's send Noah Gragson around Talladega with Stephen A. in the passenger seat of a car. It shows the uneducated talk about certain things is more prevalent with shows like that, I think.
Is NASCAR better off without mainstream attention? Like, at least from ESPN, maybe. I know that they didn't have great coverage of the sport in the past.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder because of how, especially this is an argument you've heard. I've heard it at least my whole life when people were like, "Oh, you're a NASCAR fan? Ooh, you sit in a seat and hold a wheel." Like, okay, buddy. Like, sure.
Left turn.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you feel about it. Whatever. But I would say exactly what I said to begin my kind of rant. Keep my sports name out of your mouth if you don't know nothing about it. Like, there's people here that are passionate about this sport. Drivers,
And I don't want this to sound like we're gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Like, we are very much open to trying to bring new people into it. Like, we're trying, people are trying to fix the reputation of this sport because Talladega Nights broke it.
Broke it bad.
Absolutely broke it.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to sound like we're just oh, well, people who only understand NASCAR are the only ones who can watch it and the only ones who can understand it. I'm a new fan myself-ish. I loved Jeff Gordon when I was a kid. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm now almost 4 years into it, 3 years into it. I got a grip on it pretty quick, and I'm a New England kid. I'm from the Northeast. NASCAR does not appeal to my dynamic. We have 4 racetracks in New England.
Yeah.
Drag is pretty big up here. The Tony Stewart NHRA stuff is pretty popular, but
disclosing that there, you need to make sure you disclose what you're talking about in today's world.
Yes, yeah, that's gonna get clipped hard. Yeah, drag is up here. Which it is. It is the woke state of New Hampshire, Massachusetts. We brainwash your kids. With drag story time. Anyways, can't take me seriously. Yeah, no, we're not gatekeeping. I would love for NASCAR to be a topic on First Take. That would be great.
Yes.
But not if Stephen A. is going to talk about it like this.
NASCAR should go and make it he'd never do it, I imagine. I don't see him being the type that's oh, show me that was wrong, because I don't see him getting in a car to run that.
Have him sit down with Dale Jr.
Exactly. Just something simple. If you want it to give you publicity, make it positive somehow. Don't let this guy just sit out here and be like, "Oh, NASCAR drivers aren't athletes." You don't know nothing about this sport to say that. Come watch the sport, get to know some of the people, and then make an opinion.
Get him on the Dale Jr. download.
There you go. Let him talk with Junior. I bet Junior coaxed him into a car. Junior's just the one who could do that.
Yeah.
So.
But he wouldn't be a giant dick to him like we would.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
I don't have the power to get him in a car.
Yeah, he could get him in a car. I bet he could easily get him in a car. I just don't think he cares enough like Stephen A. to do that, to understand. I think he literally in this instance is just looking for a topic, a headline. He wants his name to be out there, and he did what he wanted, I feel like.
I remember when he said that Shohei Ohtani couldn't be the face of baseball because he doesn't speak English.
Yes, I do remember that.
This is the guy we're talking about.
Exactly.
Although NASCAR fans are now oh, well, maybe he had a point.
Oh, God.
Just as we're giving NASCAR fans credit, I just have to throw them down.
Yep, just gonna have to throw that out there.
Legacy has an announcement scheduled for Sunday. What could it be? I know exactly what it is.
What?
It is the announcement of their 4th charter. Or 3rd charter.
Third charter announcement is a driver coming with this announcement.
Ooh, I don't know.
That's what kind of where I'm at.
Corey Heim. I know Jimmy lost out on Zilich. Is it going to be Corey Heim in that car?
That would be newsworthy, in my opinion. That gives them some headlines for Legacy.
2311 kind of has to shit or get off the pot on Corey Heim.
Yep. And I think they're going to have to make their plans clear with that 35 car too if they want Corey Haim. So, like, do you just go and let Riley Herbst jump over there?
Well, the only reason that 2311 doesn't have a fourth charter right now is because they didn't know if they would exist with the lawsuit.
Right.
I think Corey Haim would be in Cup right now if they knew that they were going to win that lawsuit.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about on that front, but I don't know. Could Jimmy Johnson coax Corey Haim into hopping off the 2311 train? I don't know. But I think the news is going to be that they're getting that other full-time charter.
I think so. I think you're right. I saw sponsorship news too, like they're getting a big sponsorship. No, like, word on who, but I feel like the charter announcement's probably the more plausible thing there. Maybe, even then, I don't think that it's going to happen. But maybe, God dang, maybe.
You're popular today.
Yeah, my sister and my wife are in a group chat. My phone won't shut the heck up. But basically, I don't think you're getting a driver right now. I think it's too early. I don't think they're going to go out and announce a driver for a third charter team, especially when people like Haim have not been set on what they're doing.
Alex Bowman to the 84.
There you go. Alex Bowman to the 84.
I mean, listen, Legacy is run right with Hendrick at the fucking bottom. So
Allies leaving Hendrick Motorsports to join up with Legacy and take Alex Bowman with them. There you go.
Not the worst case scenario.
Could be worse. I mean, you could be racing for Rick Ware Racing, I guess.
God, no. Please. Don't wish that on anybody.
He's been there before. It's the bad thing. He raced for BK Racing. So
That's right. He also raced for Tommy Baldwin Racing.
There you go. Yeah.
Is car lit on fire in New Hampshire?
I think I'd retire if I was Alex before I went back to that, in my opinion. I don't care how much you like racing at that point. Like, go race O'Reilly's or trucks. Like, don't go subject yourself back to that level of equipment in the Cup Series after you've drove Hendrick cars.
Speaking of Blower Series, no truck race this weekend.
Nope.
Until Texas. O'Reilly is racing in Talladega. And we're racing at Talladega at Cup Series weekend. What is the weather? You sent a tweet, so that's not good.
No.
Friday looks warm and dry with a high to mid-low 80s. Showers are likely Friday night and Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon looks dry. Sunday, the weather looks good. All right. Weather looks good.
Woo.
For the most
We'll
part.
see if that doesn't change, though. It is Mother Nature in NASCAR.
Yeah. And rain at Talladega is not a good thing. That track takes 400 years to dry.
Yeah.
Why can't they run wet weather tires? Fucking morons. Are there lights at Talladega, Bob?
Bob.
But yeah, obviously they changed the stage races. I think people have said people aren't going to run all out until after the first stage is over.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But the people who haven't ever watched a NASCAR race before are going to see 4 wide and get all horned up about it.
Yep.
And then hopefully the end, the final 2 stages at 45 laps, everybody's going all out. That'd be fun. But super speedway race.
It could be chaotic.
Not as cool as it used to be, but it could be chaotic.
It could be chaotic. I expect the O'Reilly race to probably be a little more chaotic just because of the nature of it. But
obviously, no Cletus.
Yeah, no Cletus. Yeah, he'll still be there. I'm sure it's Talladega, so all the fans on board will get to see him, and we'll get to see him, I'm sure, on the TV broadcast. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for the change because I hope it changes things. But like you said, stage 1 is already looking like it's probably going to be a snooze fest, 4 wide snooze fest. I saw an argument, or I heard an argument, like, it's NASCAR, it's the top level of NASCAR. If you have engineers, there's going to be fuel mileage involved. So, like, is it really going to make that big of a difference when guys are already crunching the numbers for strategy? I don't know. I'm hopeful because, no offense, I don't want it to go 4 wide all race. Like, I know it looks aesthetically pleasing on TV, but as a fan,
you can give me 15 laps of that.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I want you right up the guy in front of you's ass.
Exactly. Like, we need something. So I'm hopeful. I hope it goes good. Hopefully it'll be better than recent Talladega races.
Maybe you give an extra like 15 points to whoever leads the most laps. Would that fix it?
That's an interesting thought because I heard
would that be too gimmicky for super speedway races? Like you give a bonus 15 points to whoever leads the most lap in the stage or something like.
Maybe, but I mean, people argue all the time that you have promoters cautions in like local short tracks. So why couldn't you throw in something like that to make the racing better at a track? In my opinion, but I've also heard the argument of we don't need NASCAR, just the points fairy sprinkling points in wherever we can. And I'm like, okay, I guess, but at the same time, you need to do something. I think the stage change is the first thing. Maybe you throw this points thing out there and as the next one if this doesn't work, because super speedway racing is supposedly what built this sport once it started with Daytona. You don't want that to become uninteresting, in my opinion.
Do you have anything on DraftKings this weekend? Any good props? It is a super speedway race, which what we used to do is we would just give you two guys who can plate race and then a wild card, because it could be cool to just throw stuff at it.
Yeah, go throw $5
because like the top odds is Tyler Reddick at plus 950. Like that's the top favorite.
Crazy.
So like you could throw $10 at like 10 people and maybe you hit one.
Maybe hit one, yeah. But if you throw it on the right person, way down that odds list, you're going to profit huge. Because
we have groups and matchups. Oh boy.
Woo!
Let's just do the dance, shall we?
That's right. Let's do it.
Group A: Reddick, Blaney, Logano, Byron.
Blaney. I'm just gonna take it.
I mean, fucking Penske Super Speedway Racing.
Yep.
Need we say more?
Nope.
Similar thing here: Cindric, Keselowski, Larson, Elliott.
Ooh, Keselowski.
Yeah, he's got a pretty solid track record at Talladega the last couple of years. He's been like runner-up like 4 times or something, I feel like.
He's running decent too this year. I mean, he was like Cindric. He qualified outside the top 20 last week, drove into the, top 15. So give me Brad. I'll roll with Brad this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. Bubba, Busher, Briscoe, Bell.
Ooh, that one could go between the first two, but I like Bubba. I'm going to roll with Bubba. He's a good plate racer.
Yeah. Coin flip. Group D: Denny, Busch, Stenhouse, Chastain.
I think the obvious is Denny there, but I'm not going to tell you that I don't like Ricky Stenhouse.
Ricky at plus 300 between those 4?
Yeah. I mean, Denny.
I like that too.
Those other 3 will probably outperform him, but at the same time, Ricky on a super speedway is interesting.
So if we went Blaney, Brad, Bubba, Ricky, just for the fun of it, you put $100 down, you win $14,000.
$14,000.
Need a lot to go right, but $14,000.
Need a lot to go right on a track that where we're just going left. There's no right turns, so
and all out. Well,
yeah, well. Like we said, maybe after the first stage.
Cindric or Logano?
Logano, even though he's not really shown me a lot this year. I'm just going to go based off experience.
Reddick or Blaney?
Ooh. I'm going to go Blaney just because it's super speedway and it's a Penske car.
Suarez, Priest.
Ooh, that one's interesting. Suarez is he's kind of sneaky good on these tracks, not like Talladega, but I'm going to take Priest, even though he has bad luck. I just like the car better.
He freaking flips every 2 seconds at these things.
It's not Daytona. We got that going for him.
No, he's just going to get fucking T-boned by Larson coming up the track.
Yep. There you go.
Bubba or Busher?
Bubba.
That's plus 747. $100 wins you 800.
Not horrible.
And props. Mike Ryan's Talladega picks. On Dan Lebitard's show, Mike Ryan is eyeing these drivers on Sunday. Logano top 5, Briscoe top 10, Ricky Stenhouse top 10, plus 1,100. It's not bad.
Not bad, but
I'd rather Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the top 10, but in the top 5. But
same. Yeah, I think that's probably my biggest argument there.
Reddick, Elliott, Bubba, Keselowski, all top 10, plus 756.
Do we get chaotic final stage, or are we running 4 wide to the end? That's the big question there. If we get a chaotic last stage, that's not happening. If we run 4 wide to the end, maybe.
Byron to finish top 3, Bell to finish top 5, Butcher to finish top 10.
I don't like that at all because of Byron.
Kyle Busch top Chevrolet plus 900. Yeah, right.
No way.
This is probably the only place he could do it.
Yeah,
but no.
Cole Custer is probably going to finish ahead of Rowdy this weekend. If
Chastain and Zilich to finish top 10.
No. I don't like that one either. Like, maybe Ross, but I'm not confident in Connor right now. So.
And now we have our eliminator picks. I won last week with Chris of Buja at Kansas. And now we're at Talladega, and you're picking first. What's the score? I'm at 1.
You should be up 1.
2, 3, 4, 5. You're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5-4. Your pick.
Okay. We're going to Talladega. No, I don't want to use like a big name here because of the freaking chaos. Have I used Todd Gilliland yet?
I want to say you did, but
maybe I did. Let's
nope.
Look. Nope. You did. So give me Todd Gilliland this week. I'm going to take Todd Gilliland.
Oh boy, I already used Ricky Stenhouse at Daytona. Fucking super speedway merchant.
Cole Custer in his 2 races here has a good finish. If you wanted to use that up, or average finish,
get that out of the way. 5th and 13th. Listen.
You got to throw a back marker out there eventually.
Yeah, I can't just keep throwing out these other guys.
You ran through your back markers pretty well at the beginning, but now we got to roll back to them a little bit.
I will actually use Cole Custer.
I debated it. I really did.
The other guy I had in mind was Austin Cindric, but he's terrible at Talladega. Aside from the win in the spring last year, 34th, 32nd, and 23rd.
God. Yeah.
5th and 26th, 9th and 21st. Yeah, I'll take the 41 of Cole Custer.
41 of Cole Custer. This is going to be another back end battle. I have a feeling this week with Todd Gilliland and
Cole Custer wins, and I'm out here going, let's go. I'll take him first in our pool draft later.
Just throw it all in on Cole Custer.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Maybe a 3rd round pick. We'll throw it on Custer.
Now I'm giving you ideas.
Gotta give me something.
All right. Kind of a shorter episode this week. You got anything to say to the fine people at home before we take home?
No, I'm feeling pretty good. Enjoy Talladega. That's about it, and we'll see you next week. That's about all I
ahead
got.
of Texas.
Yeah. Woo, Texas.
And then it's the Glen, where I will be in attendance.
In attendance.
Short pit live in the stands.
I like it. I will be live on the couch.
Live on the couch?
Live on the couch.
Set your phone up and live stream.
Yep. Pull it up, and I'll just sit here and
FaceTime you from the stands. Hey, look at
this. Oh, God. Yep.
Freaking drunk off my mind.
We'll see what happens this weekend. I'd like to see a good what if Bowman wins? What if your boy just comes out and wins this weekend?
Crazier things have happened.
That's true.
Crazier things have happened. Cole Custer has pulled out top 5s here.
Harrison Burton won the summer Daytona race and
I called that one.
You did call that one. So I mean, crazier things have happened. I'm just saying, like you said.
Oh God, people were pissed about that.
That was hilarious.
In the era of winning you're in, I think that's when people are like, oh, we have something terribly wrong here.
Exactly. Yep. That was it. Harrison Burton projected the change for the chase format. Thanks, Harrison.
Gotta love it. All right. Well, with all that in mind, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow the show on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whole 9 yards.
All of them.
We are retired writers. We are full-time podcasters. Enjoy the NFL draft this weekend. Hope your teams did well. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.